Hey, what's up? This is Unrivaled Skyrim, and I'm bringing you this online multiplayer commentary for Rome Total War. And I am playing as Carthaginians, and my opponent, Atia of the Julii, is playing as the Greek city-states. This is the grassy flatlands map, and funds were 15k, and rules were CWB. I have 6 of these Sacred Band hoplites, and they are gold, and they are backed by 3 Poeni infantry, who are all silver, and I have 4 of these slingers, and only 2 of them have bronze attack upgrades, and they are finally backed by these 3 units of Sacred Band cavalry, and they are all gold upgraded. Yeah, my initial plan was to rush my opponent, and I brought these slingers along just so if he had missile troops who had survived all the initial fighting, that I would have used these guys to skirmish as well. I didn't plan to skirmish against his archers, or if he brought them, because I know slingers are inferior, and these guys are, there's only 4 of them, plus they're not even upgraded practically. Let's go check out my opponent. He is, Tia of the Julii, and there's his general. He is in a Spartan unit. He has 4 units of Spartans, and his general is gold, and the other ones are bronze upgraded, and he has 6 armored hoplites, and they're all appear to be gold, and he's got 2 along with his Spartans to make a first line, and he's got 4 to act as a second line. And currently they're facing the wrong direction, but he changes them up. Yeah, at first seeing this, I thought, man, it's going to be some easy pickings if I can rush up my slingers and then go around with my Sacred Bands to take out his archers. But he moves them around to face my gun. So his strategy is to protect his archers and to protect his back lines with his secondary line of Greek armored hoplites. So what he has to worry about is protecting his archers from my cavalry and protecting his first line against cavalry charges, or being outflanked by anything else, by my Poenis, or just being outflanked. And right here, I'm going to try to bring up all my slingers and go towards the right flank. And my plan was to get around this flank of this unit right here, because there's the general right there, and I want to have all my slingers targeting that one unit. But now his archers are already in range of my slingers, so I have to hurry up. And meantime, my cavalry are trying to get within position to attack his archers, because that's my plan to go on both wings. But now he's shooting all my slingers now. And he sees the threat, so he's going to bring up his armored hoplites to protect them. But here I saw an opening, so I engage. And I do manage to rout one unit, even though it still has 63 guys in it. I'm going to attack another unit, but I back out of that for some reason. I should have just kept on going, even if I just charged a little bit into his armored hoplites. I don't think they're quite ready yet to respond. Yeah, if you see this kind of Greek army, which is really common because this, like, probably the best strategy to do to going against other factions or other civilized factions, just by protecting their archers and having two, multiple lines of infantry. What you have to do is you have to manage your cavalry well enough to attack as many of their skirmish units as possible, because if you attack all their skirmish units, then you can easily outflank the Greeks. Yeah, that's one of the weaknesses of the Greeks, is they're limited cavalry, so they're very vulnerable to being outflanked. But they make up for it with Cretan archers. And going against Carthage, they have a missile advantage against Carthage, because Carthage can only bring slingers. Even Lyric slingers have less range, I think, than regular archers. Okay, right here, I had some success in destroying one unit, but I go really too far. I should have just ran out of there. But now this unit of 35 Sacred Bands are surrounded, and they get scared because they feel they're, that they're surrounded, and they're just gonna rout and run away. But they're gonna come back because they still have 35 men remaining. And here I see another opening, and I was trying to, I didn't want that to happen where my guys got surrounded, but then I decided, well, I'm going to go for it anyways and try my best to get out immediately. And I was trying to get my guys to leave, but once again he pounces on all of them and they feel that they're surrounded. I mean, they still have 48 guys in it, but they just got their morale was just shaken up just from the sheer amount of guys that they thought were surrounding them, which they were. I'm going to lose a few horses right there. That's alright. Still have 43. And here, he had a Greek cavalry unit hiding in a tall grass back here, and he saw an opening. He saw that my slingers were, he thought he could catch me off guard and take out these guys, which wouldn't really been a really big deal, but because they're not really upgraded, and they were cheap. They just had extra money and decided to bring slingers along. But they did manage to kill a relatively good amount of Spartans. I mean, that's just from their general unit. Yeah, he put them in the center after seeing how many of them had died from my slingers. Now he's going to put his line facing the rear, so I can't get a they can protect his front line from receiving a hammer and anvil strike. But here I was successful. Before he could put his guys to the rear, his first line, I did get a pretty decent hammer and anvil strike on this unit of armored hoplites. But he caught that unit trying to run away. But my Sacred Band hoplites are just tearing up these armored hoplites. Sacred Bands are pretty boss. I mean, they can take out armored hoplites, and they can go pretty much toe to toe with Spartan hoplites. And plus mine are gold. These ones are bronze. I think they're only bronze. Yeah, it looks like it. And his general was pretty depleted, and I got one more unit of these slingers shooting the rears, and they are doing their business. And I couldn't ask for much more. And here I'm going to get another hammer and anvil strike. And his guys are out of phalanx, it looks like, or something. And I was successful in getting that unit out, and I'm going to attack these archers again. And I'm going to manage to rout that archer unit. And yeah, Spartans are routing. Yeah, my Sacred Bands are just tearing up. I was surprised how good they did. And here, seeing that he was losing over on this left flank, he's going to try to outflank me, so I used my reserve, these two pony infantry units, to take it out. I had this one to hit it from the rear, and I maneuvered this one around it so as to strike at the rears of these guys. Yeah, here his general is totally isolated, and he's going to have to start committing his second line of armored hoplites in order to have any chance of winning this battle now. Yeah, my cavalry is dwindling. I mean, this unit is going to get caught right here, but it's going to manage to run away. Yeah, I think I only have 2 units of cavalry remaining. And yeah, he got my slingers. So, they did a good job. I mean, they didn't get a lot of kills, but they did what I wanted them to do, which was to whittle down his general unit and to distract his archers. I probably didn't need to bring them. I could have just rushed my opponent. But you know what? I don't know. I think they did a relatively good job. Because my army at first glance did look like a rush army, but I did bring slingers, so that gave me a skirmishing, a minor skirmishing capability, and I think it paid off for what I paid for. Yeah, finally his general routes, and it's only 3 guys. Yeah. And yeah, he's running away. He's getting the heck out of there. He's like, screw that. Yeah. Yeah, he had to split up his forces, and now these 2 units of armored hoplites are isolated from the rest of his army, so I'm gonna surround this unit slowly but surely. Yeah, these guys aren't doing nothing now. Okay, now they are. Yeah, I feel sorry for these Greek dudes, but shit happens, man. Yeah, they're gonna get totally surrounded. Yeah, and one thing I didn't say at the beginning of this video, but I usually take off my sacred bands off of guard mode when encountering inferior hoplites or, you know, spearmen. And when I say inferior, I mean that they have, I know that they have not as good stats as my sacred bands, or they're not upgraded as much. So even though the Spartans are better units, I think because I upgraded my guys more, that gave me the ability to actually take them off of guard mode. And when they're off guard mode, they'll push through, and that's why you saw the Spartan and armored hoplites, they looked like they were out of phalanx formation, because when your guys pushes through, that pretty much breaks the phalanx, like the formation of the other unit, of your opponent's unit, and that totally just helps tear up that unit and defeat it a lot earlier.
And no one can argue that it is not both well-deserved and worthy.
Yeah, a good game to my opponent, Atia of the Julia. Yeah. And I had 1,212 men deployed, and I had 979 kills with 609 men remaining. He had 1,181 men deployed with 703 kills and 196 men remaining. Yeah, thoughts on this battle is, I think, yeah, definitely, yeah, I never knew how to, that taking your guys off of guard mode would make them push forward, and I never knew that until relatively recently, until watching a few dudes on YouTube, and it really does work. I mean, plus it makes sense. I mean, sacred bands are probably the best spearmen in the game. I mean, I'd give them toe-to-toe with some Spartans, because Spartans have less defense. I shouldn't say that. I should say Spartans are better because they had 2 hit points, and they're just, I think they have better morale and better stamina. I don't know. I would have to check that out. But yeah, if you know that you have a better infantry unit, take your guys off of guard mode by pressing, I think it's the D button, I think, or just toggle it on the right corner, like where it has a shield. Press that off when you know that you're gonna go against, like, say, a sacred band against a royal pikeman. And you think the royal pikemen will win because they have more men and they have longer sarissas, No, that's not the case. Sacred bands, they won't. It doesn't even matter. They'll just close in even if they're getting hit at first, and they'll just close in and they'll just totally tear what's it called, pikemen into shreds. And I've seen videos where they just get basically no casualties, and it just looks like the royal pikemen are defenseless against them. So you just gotta know that. And yeah, that's what happened here. I mean, all my infantry units survived, and some of them were relatively healthy with little casualties. Let's see here. Yeah, casualties sustained. Yeah, this Sacred Band only lost 13 guys, and this one only 20. I mean, this one got pretty messed up. Yeah, it only has 22 men remaining, but as you can see, 2 of them were pretty good. And even my Polonis, they survived with relatively good casualties. So, yeah, that's something to think about. So, please like and subscribe, and see you later.